Hello everyone and welcome to today's class, and our title today is Aussie Defendant Claims He Was Misheard. Let's start with the warm-up questions. 1번. Have you ever gotten in trouble because somebody misheard your words? 누군가 당신의 말을 잘못 들어서 곤란한 상황에 처한 적이 있나요? There was a situation where what I said was misinterpreted, not misheard. So, in the English language, if you say, oh, that's funny, that doesn't mean, oh, 너무 웃기다. It can mean that, but it also can mean, oh, that's strange. Oh, 좀 이상하지 않나요? Or 그 이상하다. So, when my boss said to me, oh, this happened, and I was like, oh, that's funny, I meant to say, oh, that's strange, but she interpreted it as, oh, 너무 웃기다. And so she was like, why is that funny? I didn't get in trouble, but she misinterpreted what I said. So there's been plenty of times where I've spoken in English and it's been misinterpreted. Misheard, can't think of anything off the top of my head, but misinterpreted many, many times. 2번. Can you distinguish Australian English from other varieties? 호주 영어를 다른 종류의 영어와 구별할 수 있나요? Well, I sure hope so because I'm Australian. But I actually went to Australia a couple of weeks ago, and when I was speaking to Australians, I realized how different we do speak compared to other countries. And even though I went back to just one area of Australia, I noticed that the accent did vary from person to person. Something that I never really acknowledged while I was living there. But I can definitely hear an Australian accent, and I can tell an Australian accent from other accents that might sound similar, like the New Zealand accent, the British accent, the South African accent. They all have similar qualities, similar intonations, but I think the Australian accent is very unique. Some people... Here's the thing, a lot of people outside of Australia love the Australian accent. A lot of people in Australia hate the Australian accent. So it's not an easy language to understand because we do speak really fast and it's very hard to interpret sometimes. But I like my Australian accent. It's gotten me a lot of jobs in the past, so like just then I say the word job, not job, right? Sometimes when I speak to my American friends, they're like, what's a job? And I'm like, job, 직업. And they say, oh, job. And I'm like, yeah, job. Or just recently I was saying the word water, and they were like making fun of me because I say water, not water. Oh, water. So I say water. So I can understand how it's very hard for people to understand Australian accents sometimes. All right, now let's look at the vocabulary and repeat after me. 1번. Working holiday. Working holiday. Working holiday. Working holiday warhol. Due to the demand for English language skills plus a favorable working holiday visa agreement between Japan and Australia, quite a few young Aussies work in Japan for a year or so. So to work overseas for a temporary amount of time, many Koreans actually go from Korea to Australia for working holidays. 2번. Antics. 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 터무니없는 행동. Most are well behaved, but if you get in trouble with their drunken antics, yes, I hate foreigners or working holiday people who get drunk and do stupid things. But anyway, antics is like foolish or outrageous or amusing behavior. In this situation, it's foolish behavior. 3번, parkour. 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 On his way home, he did a bit of drunken parkour, performing stunts such as climbing up the sides of buildings. So parkour is a sport where a person jumps or traverses from like a structure to structure. So like a building to a building, or a car to a car, or something like that. 4번, pry. 삐틀다. He used it to knock on the window and try to pry it open. So to open something by using like a long stick or a long object. So example, if you think about opening a car door with a stick, you would put the stick in between the door and the frame and you would push the door open. That's prying. 5번, wear out one's welcome. wear out one's welcome. wear out one's welcome. 너무 오래 머물러 미움을 샀다. Even if he's cleared of the robbery charges, he's probably worn out his welcome in Japan. So to wear out your welcome is to no longer be welcome at a place. 6번, nuisance. 피해 or 골칫거리. So 매와쿠 가이진 or nuisance foreigners are a hot topic there at the moment. So basically it just means troublesome. Alright, so that was a preview section. Now let's move on to the review section.